YouTube, everybody, my friends, it's Spectacular, the Silver Stacular. It's the whole month, October Spooktacular. It's the silliest thing I've ever done in my life, but, I'm just going to go with it because it's just so much fun for me. For everybody else, they've just already left the video. But for me, I'm still here making a video. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. A few hours ago, I just couldn't sleep. Decided it was coffee time. Here's the coffee. Whoa, and there's the keyboard. It's coffee time. So what I'm going to do is, I've been looking at these charts. Oh yeah. I've been looking at these charts though. It's the silver charts. And first let me say that, I bought stocks in my past. I came in at a good time in 2008 when the economy was like bad, and no matter what I put my money in, I was making money. Making extra money, I should say. You almost couldn't pick a bad stock at that time, unless that company, I should say, went bankrupt, and then your money went to zero, which can happen with stocks. But I did pretty well. And a lot of people were doing well if they could come in at that time. I happened to have money. I had a job where the economy didn't matter so much. I wasn't going to lose my job because of it. So yeah, I did well. But I noticed a couple things. Hold on, coffee time. Hold on. Oh yeah, a little Americano there. If y'all like Americano, there it is. Black, by the way. Yeah, don't do anything fancy in my coffee. So I noticed later on with the stocks, not so much in 2008, but later on, I do a lot of research on these businesses and whatnot that I wanted to invest in, and they'd get some really good news. They'd they've reached this quarter they did so well. They've outperformed all the expectations that they had. Blah 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 blah. Great news. And I'm thinking great. Like when it comes time to for the markets to open about 9:30 my time, should be nothing but money coming my way. And then I noticed something. I noticed that there'd be a little bit of a loss for the day. Overall, there'd be it may come down. Sometimes it does come up, but you couldn't tell. Just on the great news that this company was having, you couldn't tell that what they were going to do. It might go way down, and I could understand that. When you're getting good news like that, why are you coming down? Well, they blame it on different things. Oh, because of the Fed's doing this, or this and that, blah blah blah. To me, that whole stock thing, it's just it's a risk. It's a gamble. And there's more to it than just good news and bad news, I think. There's a lot of manipulation, and call me a conspiracy theorist or whatnot, but I believe there's some serious manipulation with people that have the high dollar amounts that they buy and whatnot, and they can get rid of their stock and change the flow of the market, based on a few people that hold a lion's share of that stock. Man, this coffee's good. Whoa, I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. Anyway, so that being said, I started paying more attention to the graphs, and I started doing really well when I started looking at companies' graphs. As long as the company wasn't like, a terrible company that was like sure to go under. You have to pay attention a little bit to the news in that company and what's going on, and do the research. But you can look at the graph and you can tell sometimes a lot about what the company has come from and what they can do and where they should be. So I've been looking at the silver graphs these last few days, and of course I've believed for a while now that silver is a good price. That's why you're seeing me put out more videos on silver right now, because I'm buying. So I'll tell you that right up front. I'm currently buying. I'm a buyer. I'm not the guy in some of these videos you'll see they continue to buy at the $20 range, and you say, oh, he goes, oh yeah, I paid, you know, $20 an ounce. It's like, whoa, you know, that's when I stop buying. And is that the right thing to do? Maybe. You know, if you just buy a little piece here and there, you know, no matter what the price is, the ultimate goal is that you're saving your money, you're holding on to your wealth, you know. But I like to buy as low as possible when I'm going to buy anything. You know, I'm a couponer, I'm frugal, whatever you want to call it. I like to save money. So I believe right now with silver, we're saving money. I'm going to show you some of these graphs. This is a 30-day graph right here that I'm looking at now, right? So in the last 30 days from the 3rd of September to, which was technically yesterday, the 3rd of October, the high was 1473 for silver. The low was 1403, okay? It ended just a little bit north of $14.60 for the day. So, you know, you don't learn a lot from the 30-day graph. You got to go a little bit back in time to see where we're going to end up going, right? So, pay attention to that. Low is 1403, high is 1473. This is the most important part of the graph right here, right? Especially such a 30-day graph like this. So let's go to the 6-month graph. Now you see that we had a high over here of $17.22. That was on, you know, around April, I don't know, 8th, 10th, something like that. Sometime in April, right? That was up to the 17.22 range. And still that same low, that 30-day low of 1403. So I think that we're past that low, right? That was the low for a while. I think we're going to be coming up. And just based on this graph, you can see this peak. We're coming way down, and you can start seeing this little climb here, right? Now, I think that that's going to keep climbing, but let's keep on looking at graphs just for fun, and see what we can see here. So high of $17. So will that happen again? You know, I'm not a fortune teller, and I want to start also say on this video that I'm not trying to make anybody lose money, or I'm not, you know, a financial advisor by any means, but I buy this stuff too. So I have a vested interest, whereas some of those advisors and whatnot, they do not buy what they suggest buying. They just tell you what would be a good buy, you know, based on their research. I'm actually researching this stuff beyond just graphs now. This is just something I've just recently started doing. But I research it almost every day. I look at the charts every single business day to see what it's doing. You know, I keep in touch with it, and I buy it myself when this type of price, because I believe this is a good price. So, anyways, 1 year silver. Oh, excuse me, this coffee's getting to me now. Getting awake. Hold on. Ooh, man, it's good. I can't believe how expensive that coffee I buy is, though. Jeez. It's really good, though. Okay. So 1754 here. So this is a 1 year, right? So October, 4th of October to the 3rd of October, right? So then and now. So 1754 was the 1 year high, okay? And then still at 1403 low. We're still into that low. So that low's down over here somewhere, right there. We're in this, I'm totally thinking we're in a bullish, you know, moment. Bullish meaning like positive, you know. That's old stock talk. So bullish and bearish. We're not bearish, I don't think. I think we've passed the bearish point, which was all this little, you know, decline here from the $17 straight on down to that $14 low. So I think we're in this bullish moment right now. You know, according to this graph, it's already, there's that, you know, it pretty much plateaued here throughout several months. I don't know if you can see my little cursor, so I'm going to use my finger. So it plateaued here, right, through the several months. Had a little dip here. Things happened. People probably go, oh, what's happened to my stuff? Time to sell. Oh, well, it's so low, I can buy again, whatever, right? So plateaued, came way down, and now it's starting to have this little uptick right here, right where we are, little uptick. So let's go back in time to the 5-year. Now the 5-year, right? The high was $22.73, and the low was $13.65. That $13.65 is not that much different from the $14.03, which we are in the low within like this 30-day period that we're in now. So you can see, now this is a 5-year chart, right? So this is within 5 years, this is all happening. So you can see how we're up at a high over here, and then, you know, ups and downs, of course, but it starts to dip. It dips right here. So about 2.5 years ago, okay, if you're going to cut the chart in half, about 2.5 years ago, this is what's happening. It goes down to a dip. Now, coming back up, right? Boop. And look, you can see, you can still see that a huge decline here. Okay? Huge decline here. And then there's now this uptick. Sometimes the people there's actually people that study the graphs, and they only go by the graphs when they're investing. They don't even talk about much like research into the company beyond the graphs. And they just try to study the patterns. And that's really kind of like what I'm doing here for the most part. Trying to look at these patterns and trying to see if I see anything. And I just keep on seeing this potential here, this uptick. You know. Now, is that to say that silver isn't going to go lower, isn't going to have another decline here? Man, I hope so, to be honest with you, because I'm a buyer at $14, and I'm a buyer at $14.60. I'm a buyer at $15, you know, and I'm definitely a buyer if it goes lower at 12, and I'm a buyer at all those times. You know, man, if it went below 12, oof, man, I'd be taking out some loans and I'd be buying a bunch. But, anyways, I shouldn't say that. I'm a buyer all over this area here, you know. When it starts coming up to here, I'm a holder. I don't really plan on selling it, but I don't plan on really, you know, buying more at this level, because I feel like I'm not getting the most bang for my buck. I'm getting excited now about this. I've even put my coffee to the side. I haven't even worried about my coffee. I might be talking faster too. You might notice a slower talk when I first started this video, and now it's really ramping up. So, this is the 10-year chart, right? So we're going to see 10 years worth of information here. A high of $48.48. That was in that little economic crisis in 2008 that I was telling you about earlier in the video, when, you know, man, the banks were going to fail and all this stuff was happening and the stocks were going down to zero. I bought Sirius satellite radio at 6 cents. I bought Ford at, what was that, like either $3 or $5, something like that. I bought these banking stocks for $1, you know, for these really well-known banking stocks. My buddy got in at, you know, Citibank at $2. Like, people were making some serious money if they had money to throw away at that time, you know, for stocks. But people were also suffering real bad here too. Now, typically, you know, this was bad. This was a bad time. And then we come up. We come up to this super high over here in 2010-ish, in the middle of 2010, super duper high. Okay? People were, you know, still recovering over here from this time, you know. But, so we see this super little peak, and these big peaks right here, these are going to come and go throughout the history of any chart, right? But we see this down here, and then this plateau. We're in a huge plateau moment for many years on silver, right? And it's bounced around here from, you know, between 14 and 20, it looks like, in this what? Give it about I'm going to say a 4-year period. It's just kind of like stayed nice and level, okay? But even though it's level, look at here. And then look versus only a couple years ago at that 20. See, I'm thinking $20 or even 18 should be where this stuff should be very soon. Just based on a chart, right? This right here is all just, this is a lot. This is just a good time, you know what I mean? We're going to ignore all of that for now. We're going to focus on this right here. We're real low. and you look real low here, what happens when you get low? It's got to start coming back up. I think that soon, probably within the next 1 or 2 years, oh man, people are going to quote me on this too. Probably within the next 1 or 2 years, we're going to see it come back up to around the $20 range. So, where we are now, the $14 range, is a big time buy. And then, my goodness, if you hit the, if you buy a bunch here at the 14, and it does happen to do this craziness over here again, I mean, I think I have to sell it at this point. If I have a bunch of it, and it does this again, it's going to be probably a sell for me. I don't know how I could hold it. I'll just sell it and then buy more when it comes back down. Because what goes up must come down. That's just the way, way it works. And that's what's happening here. Anyways, so that's just my view on the chart. I think we're real low on the silver price right now. It's a major time to buy for everyone. This information is available. I put it right here. I'm going to leave it up there. Hopefully zoom out a little bit. Hold up. Boop. Oh, whoa, where'd it go? Can you see all that? Yes. If you want to look at it yourself, hit that little link right there, or type it in, whatever. That's available on your phone as well, as an app, Kitco, and they have the charts right there. You can look at it like I do every single day on your smartphone or whatever, and kind of like just see what it's doing. But man, I hope that some of you go out there and do some research, and maybe you can see what I'm seeing. That now is a great time. I'm not saying don't be that guy, but I'm just gonna. You know what? I'm gonna say it. Don't be that guy that waits until the $20 and then goes, that's the time to buy. Be a buyer at that time. Be a buyer right now while it's a good time to buy. Get the most out of your money, the most bang for your buck. And I hope this kind of stuff doesn't make me lose a bunch of my followers, man. I really love you all. I know this stuff is a little bit off the beaten path from what you're used to seeing from me, but this is just some stuff that I look at, and it screams at me. It's telling me now is the time, and just try to do your own research and see if it's the time for you too. Okay. Make sure you comment on this. This is an important one. If you really believe in this stuff, or if you don't, let me know, man. Comment on this, rate it, subscribe to me. All right, have a good one. Oh, wait. Happy Halloween.